Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to 5 ways British and American TV is very different. Like when I see TV, I'm thinking of like Netflix shows that like maybe are made in America or whatever. Like I don't know if this is going to be specifically like cable TV or something, because if it is, I don't even watch TV anymore. So, or that kind of TV anymore. I don't watch live stuff. I don't watch shows and channels and stuff. I literally just use Netflix, YouTube, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. So yeah, I wonder if this is going to like go into specific shows or just sort of the differences in how shows are run, because I do watch a lot of American series. So maybe like, or I have watched like Breaking Bad, The Walking Dead. I used to watch that, but went to shit. Power, I've watched that a couple times. um I've watched quite a few things with my girlfriend, but I can't really remember any series names. I think I probably watched more US series than UK series, to be honest. But yeah, we're gonna see what differences there are, and I mean, yeah, hopefully going to enjoy. Links are in the description to my Patreon if you want to see extra reactions that get blocked on YouTube. But yeah, let's just check this out.
Firstly, American networks just have a higher budget, so they can afford to take a risk on
Actually, Game of Thrones as well. Game of Thrones was an American show. Like it was HBO, wasn't it? I always thought it was British because all the actors were British, but no, it was HBO who made the show.
that NBC will ultimately cancel. Hello, I'm Lawrence, and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to TV. And given all of the TV shows and programs that both countries develop, this video could have been 50 years long. So I'm not going to devote it to looking at specific programs as such, but really how British and American TV differs in a broad sense. Furthermore, as a disclaimer, because this video might leave you with more questions than answers, then it is possible that this video might become a 2-part mini-series. I'm just trying to shoehorn in TV references. And so let me greenlight this episode that this is a sonic screwdriver from Doctor Who. Makes a noise. I'll stop that now. In which I look at 5 ways that British and American TV is very different.
Oh, don't get into this, man. TV license. This old chestnut. Now, I looked into this recently because I got a letter, and I don't use TV, so I don't have to pay for it. But, like, yeah, you have to pay for a TV license because of the BBC or whatever. So they basically, the BBC. I mean, everyone knows who the BBC is, but it's the main channel in the UK, I guess. And they don't have adverts. So like, instead of the adverts, you have to pay them pretty much. It's not just for the TV, but that's what the TV license is. You also pay for like the BBC, I guess, news and all this other stuff as well that they do. But yeah, I think the UK is the only place that has it, isn't it?
This is in British and American television without talking about TV licensing. In Britain, a TV license is required by any household that is watching or recording live TV in real time, whether it be terrestrial, satellite, cable, or internet. Now, as of last year, a colour TV license cost each household just shy of £160. Or, to simplify things, about £3 a week. And if you're not British and that didn't simplify things, that's roughly $4 American dollars a week. And the British government uses this money to fund the BBC. So any American fans of Top Gear, Doctor Who, Planet Earth, Peaky Blinders, Sherlock, and of course All Creatures Great and
See, I don't watch any of these things. I literally don't even watch any of these things. Plus, you can also watch Peaky Blinders on Netflix. See, that wouldn't count because it's not live, right? I'm pretty sure I've literally looked into this recently, so I'm pretty sure that's right. I don't know why I'm asking people as if people from the US are going to have any more of a clue than me. That is true. What I said is true.
Small can thank the British public for funding them, although not me because I haven't lived there in 12 years. Arguably, the closest thing that America has to the BBC is PBS. And as it happens, PBS's masterpiece is essentially British TV, just without the crap bits. However, PBS is not funded by a TV license since Americans aren't required to have one. Instead, PBS and other public distributors are funded by things like pledge drives and its own member stations, and grants from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and donations. And that's why you'll often hear things like, "This period drama was brought to you in association with the Lawrence Brown Foundation." That was a dream I had. 2 of the most well-known TV shows to have originated on American public television are Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and Sesame Street, both of which were children's shows set in a street, but only one of which became big in the UK, Sesame Street. Why didn't we get Mr. Rogers in the UK? Anyway, at this point, true to PBS form, I'm going to hand over to Laura Linney to take us into the next segment of our show. We don't have Laura Linney. Well, I thought you were on that, so I've got to do it.
Commercials. Oh, here we go.
Sorry, that's not a microphone. After moving to the United States, there were culture shocks that came to the fore through watching television. And one of the biggest things that stood out to me was just how frequently American TV shows went to a commercial break. And at first I had to wonder if I was just making all of this up. I mean, my brain was in overdrive. I'd just landed in the bountiful kingdom of Indianapolis. But it turns out it's true. Within every hour of broadcast television, there's about 14 minutes of commercial breaks. And
to be fair, when I used to watch TV, would there be 14 minutes? Maybe not 14, but there's quite a lot. But 14 within an hour, that's crazy, man.
being from the UK,
And it's the same ads over and over again. Like, I've remembered this ad from previously. This isn't going to change my
I'm
mind.
quite used to this because guess how many ads there are in an hour on the BBC?
Well, there's none. But obviously, the BBC, there's like ITV and other channels as well.
0. This is also a Periscope. This is one of the benefits of the TV license. The BBC doesn't need advertising in order to operate. But there are other terrestrial channels in the UK that aren't governed by the BBC and aren't funded by the TV license. But even so, the likes of ITV, Channel 4 and Channel 5 average between about 7 to 10 minutes of adverts every hour. And the difference is really noticeable, and I think that the biggest thing with that is in the United States, it can often feel like they go to an ad break at very inopportune moments during a show. And this out of nowhere approach to advertising has this weird effect on me to where the continuity of the show is ruined.
Yeah.
When I moved here, the 648th question I had was, where are all the soap operas? Which was just one place behind where is the soap. And it turns out it's not that America doesn't have soap operas, it's that virtually no one watches them. For example, throughout the last decade, The Young and the Restless was watched by about 3% of Americans, and this is the country's most watched soap. In the UK, we're a bit more obsessed. Firstly, these aren't daytime affairs. Our soap operas actually have prime time evening slots. And get this, while viewing figures have been dropping, episodes of Coronation Street, which is a show that's been running for 60 years, are still watched by roughly 8 million people in the UK. That's
8 million people, that's mental.
It's about 12%. And when I were a kid, they were even more popular. In 1986, the Christmas Day episode of EastEnders was watched by half the nation. And no, we weren't on lockdown.
That's insane.
Speaking of Christmas, that
EastEnders is so shit as well.
Goes on to this.
It's so bad.
There was one other televisual phenomenon that I was surprised to find America didn't consider a televisual phenomenon, and that is TV Christmas specials. Now, admittedly, this could be something to do with the fact that the United States dominates the market when it comes to Christmas films. It's not that American TV shows don't have Christmas-themed episodes or episodes set at Christmas. It's that A, they often don't air on Christmas Day, and B, there isn't this sort of extra nationwide collective anticipation for the shows in question. In Britain, it's quite a bit different because you'll have shows that run throughout the entire year, but the exciting part is they have a Christmas special coming and everybody gets what they want. For the public, it's a really exciting day, and for the broadcasters, it's a huge ratings boost.
I do remember that when I was younger.
Page devoted to some of the shows in question, and it confirms my suspicions that comedies make up the majority of these Christmas specials. And in many ways, I'm surprised that America places less of an emphasis on this, given that it goes much bigger on both Christmas and TV than arguably any country in the world.
Episode
when
quantity.
It comes to television, the question I get most from Americans is, what do you think of Monty Python? But also, why do British shows only have 6 episodes? And it's true, an entire series, or season as they would say in the United States, is roughly between 6 and 10 episodes. Whereas some of the big TV shows in the United States have anywhere between 21 and 1 million episodes. And as for why...
I thought it was actually being real for 1 million for a second, but then I realised, no, obviously not. But I mean, I guess on Netflix though, it just varies because Netflix obviously will have UK shows. Again, these shows come from different, like from the BBC or from HBO, but then they're put on Netflix. And I don't really see a huge difference in the number of episodes, but maybe it's for certain shows I don't watch. I don't really know. Like, what series have like 6 to 8 episodes that I used to watch in a series? I don't really know off the top of my head.
British TV shows have so few episodes. That's hard for me to answer. I don't work in the TV industry yet. But from what I can gather, it comes down to a couple of reasons. Firstly, American networks just have a higher budget, so they can afford to take a risk on a show that NBC will ultimately cancel.
Makes sense.
Secondly, and I can relate to this as a one-man YouTuber, British shows don't usually have really large creative teams, especially not compared to the United States, and a perfect way to highlight this is to compare the UK and US versions of The Office. Consider this. The original UK version was written by just Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant. During its run, the US version had no fewer than 33 writers.
That's
and I suppose
crazy.
One of the benefits
That's
of having
insane.
more people work on it is you can churn more material out. On the other hand, am I crazy? That many people with that many ideas does leave the door open for inconsistent narratives and bloated storytelling. But for what it's worth, I like The American Office, seasons 1 to 3. Okay, let's finish with a rapid fire round of which country does it better. Panel shows, right? So America doesn't really do panel shows.
UK has them
Anybody
everywhere.
Who's watching this, who's thinking,
Everywhere.
what is a panel show? A panel show is that type of show where you've got on either side of the presenter 3 or 4 comedians whose job it is to be funny. The real job is to score points, but it's sort of meaningless to the whole thing. They just have to be funny. And you always see the same faces on these British panel shows.
Yeah.
The short answer is Britain does this better. Who has the whitest teeth? Clearly people on American TV. This speaks to the general idea that American TV personalities are sort of perfect and were chiseled out of marble. We don't have to worry about that in Britain because, well, most of us don't have teeth. And also because the BBC doesn't have to worry about ratings, it can cast people with faces like this. There was a hint. Who does reality TV better? Goodness, I don't watch it. I can say this, though, I think both countries do it in more or less equal abundance, but I think they're both into sort of different shows. I mean, reality TV is reality TV in that it doesn't represent reality. But I have noticed that once a year on British Twitter, Celebrity Love Island will be trending at the top.
Yeah.
I think actually,
Bro, Love Island literally is, every time it's on, is the most trending thing. There's Love Island in the US now, isn't there?
pound for pound, British people might be more obsessed with reality TV. Most late night chat shows, I think the United States wins this one.
We don't have any.
It has more chat.
Actually, we've got a few, but I've never watched them, but I know we've got like a few people. But on my YouTube, you've got, I mean, I can't even think of their names, but who are the 2 guys who've got the same first name? What's his name? Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy... the other one. God, I don't know. But yeah, I always see them all over YouTube. I mean, to be fair, you've got a British guy who's hated in the UK, who's got one of the biggest panel shows, or not panel shows, sorry, late night chat shows.
Show hosts, the net
James
women,
Corden.
right? And they're all called Jimmy. But we have Graham Norton,
Literally.
and I like that format a lot because for anyone who's not aware, what they do on that show is they put all of the celebrity guests on one couch together. And you get this unusual mix of celebrities, right? You might have Harrison Ford and
To be fair, I've seen a few things in the UK of that actually, like on YouTube and stuff. Like when you see a few like celebrities together, because it's cool. You've got like Anthony Joshua, then you got, I don't know, some famous actor like, I can't think of an actor. What actors are there? Just a famous actor. Johnny Depp. So Johnny Depp, Anthony Joshua, and then you got a singer like Katy Perry, all on the same chair. It's quite cool. Obviously, not them specific people, but that's just an example. It's just quite cool to see them all together, you know.
Aaron from EastEnders. That's it for this episode. Let me know in the comments below your favorite.
Yeah, this is an interesting video actually. I did enjoy this. It's quite interesting to see the differences. And the reason soap operas were called that was because they were on in the daytime and sponsored by laundry detergents. What? Etc. Advertising to the audience of housewives who were watching This Predates TV back to radio days. What? That's kind of crazy. That's quite an interesting thing to learn. I wasn't expecting to learn that. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. If you want more reactions to Lost in the Pond, let me know what you want to see. Obviously links to his channel if you want to go show him some love. But yeah, until next time, like, subscribe.